My sister hasn't returned a single text in 11 days. Not since I told her I'd already spent the $18,000 she asked me to hold for her. And I'm sitting here at midnight trying to figure out if I'm the villain in this, or if I had every right to do what I did. I'm 32 and my sister Dana is 35. We've always been close enough. Not best friends, but solid. She calls when things go wrong. I show up when she needs help moving. That kind of closeness that doesn't require constant contact to feel real. About 14 months ago, Dana was going through a brutal divorce. Her ex-husband was controlling with money throughout their marriage, and when things started going south, Dana got scared he'd drain their joint accounts before she could protect herself. She transferred $18,000 into my account and asked me to hold it until the divorce was settled. She said she'd pull it back when she had her own account set up and the legal stuff was finalized. I said yes without really thinking it through. She was my sister, and she was terrified. Of course I said yes. What I didn't tell Dana at the time was that my husband and I were in serious financial trouble. We'd had a leak in our roof that turned into a full structural issue, and the estimates were all coming in between $22,000 and $28,000. We didn't have the money. We'd already put about $6,000 on a credit card and were trying to figure out the rest. I told myself I'd only borrow from Dana's money temporarily. I'd pay it back before she asked for it. I used $12,000 to finish the roof repairs. I left $6,000 sitting in the account and kept telling myself I was managing it fine. The months went by. Dana's divorce dragged out, then finalized. She started rebuilding her life, got an apartment, seemed stable. She didn't mention the money, and I didn't bring it up either, which in retrospect was its own kind of cowardice. 2 weeks ago, she texted me out of nowhere asking if she could get the $18,000 back. She said she was putting a down payment on a condo and needed it by the end of the month. I stared at that text for 2 days before I responded. When I finally called her, I told her the truth. I told her about the roof, about using $12,000 of her money, about the fact that I had $6,000 left and could return that immediately, but the rest would take time. I said I was sorry, and I'd pay her back every dollar with interest if she needed me to. The silence on the line was the worst sound I've ever heard from another person. Dana said very quietly that I had stolen from her. I said I hadn't meant for it to go this way and I fully intended to pay it back. She said I'd been holding her money for over a year and never once mentioned I'd spent most of it. And the only reason she was finding out now was because she happened to need it at a time when I couldn't cover my tracks. She wasn't wrong about that last part. I tried to explain about the roof, about how desperate we were, about how I genuinely believed I'd fix it before this moment came. Dana hung up. My husband thinks I made a mistake, but not a moral catastrophe. He says we were in crisis and I made a bad call and I should have come to Dana sooner, but that I'm not a thief. My mom, who I told because I needed to tell someone, said I absolutely should have found another way and that Dana has every right to be furious. I've been going back and forth for 11 days. Half the time I'm sure I'm a terrible person. The other half I'm back in that moment looking at $26,000 in roof repair estimates and $6,000 in credit card debt and thinking I had no other option. I've put $6,000 back into my own account ready to transfer to Dana whenever she'll speak to me. I've also started talking to a bank about a personal loan to cover the rest. I'll have the money, just not by the end of the month. Dana's condo deal might fall through because of me. Am I the asshole?